Hello everyone, Kat here, and today I decided to talk about something that I'm actually learning about in my health psychology class that I thought might interest everybody. And it's called the Transtheoretical model of behavioral change. So basically, what this means is that behavioral change happens in stages, happens in steps, and you can fall back through the steps depending on what's going on. So let me give a better idea. So basically, this is a stage theory that says that at different stages of behavioral change, whether you want to start exercising, whether you want to start dieting, you want to stop smoking, basically any big behavioral change, different strategies will help you at the different stages. So, what are the different stages? Stage number 1 is pre-contemplation. At this stage, you have not thought about making the change. You don't think that the change is important. You're basically at ground zero. Stage number 2 is contemplation. You know that making the change is probably a good idea. You've considered it, but that's basically it. You haven't made any steps towards it. It's like saying "Oh, I'll start the diet on Monday." That's basically contemplation. Stage number 3 is the preparation stage. During the preparation stage, you have set intentions or goals for yourself, and you've made action steps towards those goals. Stage number 4 is the action stage. You are actively working towards your goals. And stage number 5 is maintenance. So you're trying to maintain what you have accomplished. You're trying to keep up those good habits. So I'm going to use exercise, adherence, or regular exercise as an example just to go through. So back to pre-contemplation with the exercise example. Pre-contemplation, you don't exercise. You don't think that it's an important thing in your life right now. You have other things going on. It is not a priority, and you do not plan to make it a priority in the near future. Stage number 2, contemplation. You know that exercise is probably a good idea. Whether you yourself are starting to feel uncomfortable with maybe how you look, or a doctor has told you that you have some sort of medical condition that can benefit from exercise, or you've just read a bunch of information about how much better you feel when you exercise, or maybe at a different point in your life you used to exercise and you remember how good that feels and you want to get back to that. Preparation stage. You've set an intention of how often you want to exercise, what you want to do for that exercise. You've researched good ways to get back into exercise. And you've maybe let someone know that you plan on exercising, or you've scheduled, okay, I'm going to exercise Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to go for a 30-minute walk. The action stage is actually doing it. So the hardest transition in this model is from the preparation to the action stage, from actually saying that you're going to do something to actually doing it. And I think a lot of us with big goals know, or that have tried to make these behavioral changes, know that that's where a lot of us can fall off. We can have the best intentions, but it's hard to actually get things incorporated into our life. So that's when you actually go on those 30-minute walks that you were talking about, or you start strength training, or you start stretching every day. Whatever it happens to be, you do it. And maintenance is when you continue to do it after that initial motivation wears off. So you've been doing something for a few days, a few weeks, a few months. Your original goal is there. You got exercising. You lost the weight that you wanted to lose. Your doctor says that your high blood pressure is under better control. Now you have to continue doing it without that motivational factor. And that's where dedication comes in. Waking up and saying, okay, this is part of my life. It makes me feel good. It is a non negotiable. So, why do I think that this is important? I think that a lot of people don't realize that behavioral change is really hard. It's not like simply making the change one time. You're not exercising one time. This is a lifestyle change. So when I was doing this research for this health class, it was talking about the difference between these one-time changes, such as maybe getting a cervical cancer screening, going to see a doctor for a follow-up appointment, things like that. Those one-time things that you have to do are much easier because you can tell yourself, okay, I do it once, you get that satisfaction, it's over with, fantastic. It's much harder to incorporate these longer term things because you have to do it every single day, whether it's a healthy diet, exercising, stopping smoking, stopping drinking, alcohol, drinking more water. You have to make a concerted effort on your good days, on your bad days. So do not beat yourself up if you're having a difficult time incorporating healthier habits into your life. The second reason I wanted to tell you this is a stage model that focuses on spirals. So basically, as you go from one stage to another, it's a spiral. So if you're down here at pre-contemplation, you have to spiral up to contemplation and then spiral up to preparation. So why is that spiral important? Because just as hard as it is to climb up a flight of stairs is just as easy as it is to come down a slide. It's much easier to regress through these stages. So maybe you've been exercising for years and you got an injury and you haven't been able to exercise for a few months. Starting that process again is really challenging. So don't feel bad if you've regressed, or if you tried to quit smoking and then you smoked a cigarette and then you're back to smoking every day. Do not feel bad if you regress through the stages. It's normal, A, and B, you can use it as information about yourself. Look at it as a little self-study into what makes you tick, what worked the first time, what you need to do better in the future. The researchers that developed this theory said, basically, that most people, when they're going through this the first time, are going to fail a few times. We all know something that we've had a difficult time incorporating and failed, and that we've also come out the other end. So that's just a quick little video about stages of behavioral change. The last thing that I wanted to mention is that different interventions are most helpful at the different stages. So going back to pre-contemplation, you have somebody, or I'm going to use this as an example of somebody else because it's a little bit easier to understand. You have a friend that is overweight and doesn't take care of themselves and doesn't exercise, and they're having a really difficult time. They may be depressed, they may be anxious, all of the things that you know will be benefited from regular exercise. They are in the pre-contemplation stage. Exercise is not at all in their mind. You can tell them a million times, you should start exercising, you should look at this video, you should this, you should that. And all that you're going to do is push that person further and further away from you. In the pre-contemplation stage, it really is not helpful telling a person what to do. The thing that's helpful for a person in the pre-contemplation stage is to lead by example. You work out regularly, you feel good, you're a more positive person, and then they may decide, you know what, this might work for me. During the contemplation stage, what's helpful for that person, then is the time to start talking about all of the benefits. Then is the time to start showing some research, and then is also the time to not overwhelm your friend. If they haven't worked out ever, don't give them a 60-minute workout video for every single day of the week. That's the hardest workout you've ever done. Ease them into it. Show them how to do it in a more mindful way. If you were starting something, that's how you'd want it. Number 3, preparation. So how can you help someone in the preparation stage? Hold them accountable. Have them have some type of way to monitor themselves, or let you know that they're doing what they want to be doing. Tell them to create an action plan. So tell them to create a way that they're monitoring themselves so that their intention doesn't just slip away, and create a plan. So say, I am going to put into my phone, I'm going to use a Fitbit. That's a perfect example. My Fitbit will log when I exercise, and I'm going to exercise Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 o'clock when I get off of work. Having that plan will make it much more likely that you succeed in your goal. During the action stage, come with them. Go for that walk with them. Help them create those behavioral change strategies. And this is the stage where it can be really difficult to stick to it because you don't see progress all at once. So this is the stage where the encouragement, the praise, that extrinistic motivation makes a huge difference. And finally, when someone's in the maintenance stage, help them keep it fun. Exercise can get boring. Send them cool workouts. Help keep them motivated by pointing out, oh, wow, like you look really good, or like you seem really happy, or you seem really confident. So that's just a little rundown of the theories of behavioral change, a little bit of an example, and letting you know that you are not alone. Behavioral change is difficult. So as always, this is Kat, strong, not skinny. Thanks, guys.